Welcome back to FM Story. It's the run-in for Season 4, and we're looking to finish in the Champions League spots for the fourth season running, and also to finish third for the fourth season running. So let's see how it goes. Before we get started, if you do enjoy the video, please like, comment and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get going. We've made it towards the end of April, and things are going pretty well at this moment in time. So since the end of the last episode, we're undefeated in the league. We've won 3 and drawn 1 of the 4 games we've played. So the first game we played was against Valencia, and we ran out comfortable winners. They pulled it back to 2-2 at half time, but goals from Sunset, Nico Williams and Julian Guerrero in the second half saw us run out comfortable victors. We played Atletico Madrid and won 1-0. We got an early goal, and it was a fairly even game. Neither side really created an awful lot. There wasn't many chances, but we managed to hold on for the win. Real Valladolid, we beat 2-0. We got into a comfortable lead, and then it enabled us to bring on some of the younger players and some of the players coming back from injury towards the end of the game, and just we were able to see the game out. Rayo Vallecano, we were 2-0 up, and then, as is the familiar tale of the season, we collapsed in the second half. Luckily, we didn't lose the game. They drew, or they were able to peg us back to 2-2 for the draw. So what it means is, sitting in the league, we have qualified for the Europa Conference League so far already, but hopefully we're going to secure the Champions League place soon. Our next game is a big one because it's against Sevilla. So Sevilla are in 4th. We're 10 points clear, but they've got a game in hand. So hopefully if we can get a result, or at least not lose against Sevilla, that should put us in a good position to secure that 3rd position. Going into the game against Sevilla, we've got pretty much a full strength team available. Javi Lopez is finally back from his broken arm, which is just as well because Unai Ibanez has picked up an injury, so he's out. Nico Williams has supplanted Valabra through the middle, which enables us to bring Dani Rodriguez in on the right hand side, and he's really performed in the last couple of weeks. It's an interesting looking Sevilla team with Toni Kroos in there. Obviously, earlier on in the season when we played Sevilla, we were 4-0 up at half time and ended up losing the game 5-4. So hopefully we can perform a bit better in this game. Right, Inaki Williams, Minayin through to Nico Williams. What a start. Less than 20 seconds on the clock, and we've opened the scoring. Straight from the kick-off. Along the back line, down the outside. It's a lovely ball by Ika Muniayin. And Williams rounds the keeper and slots it home. So Danny Vivian got drawn out there to help Andacapa and hadn't got back into position, which is where the ball ended up for Rafa Mir to put it in the back of the net. So Kappa had pushed forward and couldn't get back. When he did get back, Vivian didn't get back quick enough, and Rafa Mir smashes it home at the near post. Not brilliant. No, Nico Williams nicks it back. Dani Rodriguez, was he offside there? Oh! Right, we need to be better in the second half. We started well, but tailed off towards the end of the half. Hugo Guillamon rising at the near post to flick it home in the far corner. Corners are one thing we've really struggled with in the last season or so. We don't have a particularly big team. Oh, we've nicked the ball back. Pascual to Nico Williams, Muniayin, Julian Guerrero. Think he was offside. Oh, he wasn't. So Pascual breaks clear into Nico Williams, off to Muniayin. That's going to be pretty close. So there was more on side from that angle, but it was actually not as close as I thought. pretty comfortable win in the end. We were much better in that second half. He was outstanding in that game. And in fact, he got all 3 assists. And hopefully that should pretty much secure our 3rd place finish and make it 4 seasons in a row we finished 3rd. We've made it to the final day of the season. As you can see, we are safe in 3rd in the table. We didn't manage to close the gap up on Barcelona or Real Madrid from where we were at the beginning of the season. Obviously, we buried ourselves in a hole as far as being anywhere near them was concerned. Since the game against Sevilla, we've had a kind of up and down end to the season. We lost really disappointingly to Celta Vigo. Just didn't perform. We then rebounded with a comfortable victory over Mallorca. Not much to say about that other than we were 1-0 up at half time, and then a couple of goals made the scoreline look a bit better in late on, but really we dominated the game and deserved to win. Real Sporting 0-0. Really, we were solid enough, just didn't create anything too much going forward. And you can see from the ratings that Danny Rodriguez and Aki Williams and Nico Williams got that we just weren't on our game at the top end of the pitch. Barcelona is a game really that we should have won. We went 1-0 up through Nico Williams. We were trying to get some of the tired players off, some of the players that were struggling a bit. And while we were waiting for those substitutions to be made, Barcelona equalised, and we just didn't have enough amongst us to go on and get another. And we're going to finish the season with the game against Betis. Given that we're secure in 3rd, we're going to just change a few things up. So Danny Vivian struggling for fitness, Javi Lopez struggling for fitness. They've both dropped out, and we brought the youngsters in. So Iman Montero's coming at the centre half for Vivian. Raul Huarte's coming at left back for Javi Lopez, because Unai Ibanez, who would normally be the replacement, is struggling for fitness as well. We're also going to give Ander Herrera a game in the centre midfield. He's retiring after this game, so big servant for Athletic Club. We'll send him out on a high, give him a start on his last appearance, and then we've got a young and exciting front 4. So Daniel Rodriguez has played well from the right this season. Julian Guerrero's playing behind the front man. Nico Serrano's playing wide left, and Nico Williams is playing through the middle. Hopefully the young players can show they've got a bit about themselves and putting a decent performance around the season off. Not an awful lot happening early. We're really struggling to get the ball by the looks of things. We've certainly not had any shots. Julian Guerrero with a free kick. What a goal. Very, very, very much against the run of play. We've had 43% possession. It's our 1 shot on target. They've had 3 shots on target, but bends it into the top. You got to say the keeper's got to do better than that, but that's got to be all of 35 yards. Right. Now they're going to score straight away. I mean, how we were carved open that easily. I mean, I know we've got young, inexperienced centre half playing, but Borja Iglesias just plays it between the 2 centre halves. Nakamba runs on, sits Unai Simon down and just dinks it over him. Danny Rodriguez. Back to Ander Herrera. Why have we not had a shot? I mean, we could have had about 4 shots before we actually got to the shot that scored. Lovely finish in the end by Zubimendi, but why isn't it squared it? Why doesn't Serrano shoot? But in the end, Zubimendi makes up for it all. He's been a brilliant signing for us this season. Betis, luckily for them, they're safe. I mean, but that's a real fall for them from where they've been the previous couple of seasons, down in 17th this season. Right, we'll send the same team out to start the second half. Nico Williams is through. Good block. The front players are definitely creating chances. Juranovic. What on earth was that? I've seen some truly horrendous goalkeeping so far in FM23, but that one might take the biscuit. Juranovic crosses it, and Simon just passes it to him. Nico Serrano. Brilliant goal. Good composure there just to take it around the keeper. Didn't rush the shot. We actually seem to be defending worse now that we've taken off the inexperienced centre half. Decent performance. We eventually came into the game and sort of controlled the game, but we started slowly, but came into the game just to end the season on a high. And now it's time for the end of season review. So first off, we'll look at the signings. We only made 2 signings, quite expensive signings compared to previous seasons. So we signed Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. He has been probably our best signing in any season so far. He had a tough job to come in and replace Venkador in the centre midfield, but he's come in, he's played 53 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, decent average rating. Guillamon came in, largest play centre half. He has played right back, he's played centre midfield as well. He'll probably be playing a lot more centre half going forward, just because of Inigo Martinez's advanced age. Overall, nothing to write home about in terms of the average rating, but it's the same with any of our defenders this season in particular. In terms of players out, so we sold Pradas, we sold Venkador, we sold basically we had a lot of players go out. None of them have really, Prados maybe, but I mean, the division he's playing in isn't really anything to kind of write home about. I mean, Venkador played a lot of games for Liverpool in the end, but didn't really do an awful lot with the average rating. I mean, Unai Nunez didn't do anything great. Even Martin didn't do anything great. Imanol didn't do anything great. I think we've done pretty well to get those players out. So in terms of the league, the board expects us to qualify for the Champions League. We finished 3rd, 95% home attendance. Nico Williams scored 18 goals in the league. Big difference this season to last season was, or even to the last 2 seasons, Villabra's performances really didn't pan out. The goals didn't come like they had in previous seasons, so we did struggle a lot early on. And we haven't scored as many goals as we had in previous seasons. I mean, even looking at the league, I mean, you'd expect us to get beat by Real Madrid, but to get beat by Getafe, to lose a 4-0 lead, to lose 5-0, to lose 5-4 against Sevilla. We lost away to Villarreal. We lost at home to Betis, who finished 17th. We lost away at Almeria, who had a decent season and finishing just at the European places, but really, it's not a game we should be losing. Big disappointment was obviously losing against Real Sociedad, although they had a better season this season than they had previously, but we shouldn't be losing those games. And yeah, we drew probably too many games. There was too many games where we didn't have the firepower to turn it around this season. Champions League, they wanted us to be competitive. We reached the round of 16. We kind of got a bit lucky in a way. We didn't have the most difficult of run of teams to play in the league phase, although we did manage to beat Man City, but we got hammered by AC Milan, we got hammered by Aston Villa, hammered by Ajax. We were really struggling in the first leg against Shakhtar Donetsk in the first knockout round, and then we just got overpowered in the second leg against Man City. Our defence of the Copa del Rey really did not go very well. Basically, we played okay against Hercules, but we were dreadful against Peña Deportiva. and really struggled to get a 1-0 victory against the team that we should be hammering. And then Villarreal just blew us off the pitch in that game. And we got hammered in the final of the Supercopa España. I mean, the match to remember was that for that game in the league phase against Man City, where we were just dominant. There was a time when Haaland pulled a goal back where it looked like we might kind of overdo it, but we were just too strong on the day. Financially, the sponsorship's gone up quite a lot. Broadcast revenue's gone up quite a lot, but everything else has kind of gone down. I'm assuming the competition prize money's gone down because we went a stage less in the Champions League this season, and also we'd won the Copa del Rey last season as well. Be interesting to see the shirt sales next season, because Villalba has really not performed this season, and I think he probably wants out. But also there's some clubs sniffing after some of the other youngsters that we've got. And it's the thing, Villalba's form really meant we played Nico Williams a lot more through the middle, and he responded with 25 goals in 49 games, so more than 1 and 2. Daniel Rodriguez, when he was fit, played brilliantly from that right-hand side. And basically the front four played quite well. Sanset and Zubimendi were great in midfield. The defence struggled a bit, but I think we kind of push on a bit too much and maybe leave them exposed a bit. But overall, we just need to tighten up the games against Real Madrid and Barcelona. If we can beat them, we're going to be in a lot closer race for the title. No real surprises in terms of the club awards. What we've got, bear in mind, like Iker Muniain's now 33. Is Julian Guerrero going to be ready to take over for him in the next season or two? Or are we going to have to try and change things about to sort that? Because there's only so many more seasons that Iker Muniain can perform at the level he's performing at, I would think. And that's the end of this episode. Join us next time to see how we get underway in Season 5 and see what business we're able to do in the transfer window.